Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Trust that all is well with all of you. I hope that August is treating you well. I hope that your weekend gone was rejuvenating, revitalizing, re-energizing, that you would have enjoyed your weekend, that you would have found time to rest, found time to study if you're doing that, found time to just take a breath. I hope that you are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically well. A couple of weeks ago, I had food poisoning. It was the time of my life. Jesus, I hope that you are physically well, because not being well, oh my God, it sets you back quite a bit. Your schedule, all of a sudden, nothing feels as important as being nursed right back to your normal levels of healthiness. Nothing else matters. So I hope that you are well physically. I hope that you are doing this life, and you're not allowing life to do you. We're not going to get a second. We're not going to get a repeat. We're not going to get to do over 34 or 42 or 48. So I'm hoping that if you're hearing the sound of my voice, that you are encouraged to grab hold of the horns of life. And though it may be a little rough sometime and that bull might get out of hand, keep holding on and struggle through. And after your struggle, laugh through, joy through, skip through all the necessaries, all the emotions required. Employ them so that you can be thriving and not just surviving life. Please. I know life could be something. And the things that we experience could really grab the rug from beneath our feet sometimes. That's when you catch yourself and you realize that you're looking up at the ceiling and not down at your feet. It could take you a moment or two to gather your strength and your energy to go again, but please go again. So today, I want to share with us a thought, an encouragement, an exhortation from a parable in the Bible that Jesus spoke to some well-learned individuals. He shared this parable with them, and I want us to, even though we may know it, because I know the minute I begin, you all will know where the story ends. But I want us to listen. As my bishop would say, don't listen to hear where I'm going or listen to see what coming next, but let's just read and understand, because when I read it, there's one thing that stood out to me, and this is what I want to share with us today. So today, we're reading from Luke chapter 10, from verse 25, the parable of the Good Samaritan. On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" "What is written in the law?" he replied. "How do you read it?" He answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." "You have answered correctly," Jesus replied. "Do this and you will live." But he wanted to justify himself, so he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" In reply, Jesus said, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by the other side. So too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was." So the priest, the Levite. Now, if you know the Levites, they were the one. This is church people past the man. Let me just plain talk bad manners. The priest and a Levite. If you go back to Exodus, you will know the responsibilities of the Levites. A priest and a Levite saw the man beaten, stripped of his clothes and left half naked, and crossed the street and said to themselves, "Not my circus, not my monkeys, not today." But a Samaritan, As he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine. Now, I'm feeling like I don't have the right implements when I leave at home in my handbag, because you happen to have things for bandages, you have wine in your bag. I need to pack my handbag differently, but I digress. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. "Look after him," he said, "and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have." So he carried the man to an inn, pay for his stay. As a matter of fact, like before we get to there, you put the man in your transportation to take him to an inn. So you carry him West Shore. Let me bring it home. And I'm not sure of the other private hospitals because the fact that you had to pay means that it's not a public place that free that the government supplementing, right? So it's not a free hospital. It's West Shore, and you had to pay for this man to be taken care of. Paid for him, left money just in case, and if it is the money that I paid and left not sufficient enough to cover the expenses of the man, when I come back, I will bring the balance. So I pay in this amount with my credit card, and when I come back, if extra is needed, I will pay the extra. "Look after him," he said, "and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have." Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? The expert in the law replied, "The one who had mercy on him." Jesus told him, "Go and do likewise." Now, my encouragement for us today is not to harp on the fact that we need to be kind, period. To harp on the fact, which I alluded to just now, to make sure and have oil and bandages in your handbag or on your person for just in case. None of that. What stood out to me when I read it was the fact that this man encountered 3 people. 3 different individuals passed this man, and only one. And because of the heart of the person, the kindness of that person, the mercy that person, the compassion that person, that Samaritan, displayed, it was fortunate for that man to encounter the Good Samaritan. Like, and I wrote it down in my notebook because y'all know I like to write. I wrote down, "Let people be fortunate that they would have met you. You were the one on duty at the time." Let people be fortunate that they would have met you, that you were the one on duty at the time. This man was left half dead. God alone know. Like when I read back in the Bible, like in my mind, the fact that David was fighting lions and bears and things, I just feel like what the men didn't do, animals would have finished. So, like if he was left there, that means somebody smelling because he had to bandage his wounds. You have open wounds, things for animal to smell. I just thinking to myself, what the robbers didn't finish, a bear and a lion would have finished. They would have finished there. Let people be fortunate that you were the one on duty. Let them be fortunate when they come to your salon. Let them be fortunate when they come at your spa. Let them be fortunate when they're in a taxi with you. Let them be fortunate when they come to church and you were the one who greeted them by the door. I really want to encourage us to be mindful of how we deal with one another on a regular basis, our neighbors when we pass them on the way. Because sometimes there are occasions when we meet individuals and you just think to yourself, I think my day would have been so much better had I not encountered you today. You know, you walk into a store and you just meet somebody with bad customer service. Their attitude just poor. Granted, they may have had a bad day, a bad morning. I don't know how you wake up, what side of the bed you woke up on that morning. But please, I beg. May individuals be happy, fortunate, blessed, lucky, whichever word you want to use, that they would have met you along the way. There was a young prophet and an old prophet. God gave that young prophet strict instructions. After you give your prophecy, leave. Don't even leave the same way that you came. Don't take nothing from nobody. Don't lodge nowhere. Don't eat nothing. And go where I send you. On the way, that boy met another older prophet that lied. Jesus help us. And cost him his life. Because the older prophet told the younger prophet, no, don't worry. I heard of all the things that you would have said and done. Come by me and come and eat. And he said, no, I'm not supposed to eat from nobody, go by nobody's house. I'm just supposed to continue on my way. No, God talk to me. Come in, it's okay. And he disobeyed God and died. Let people be fortunate that they would have met you. Be fortunate that you were the one that spoke into their lives. Fortunate that you were the one that encouraged them. Fortunate that you were the one on duty when they fell into harm's way or just a long life journey period. Let people be fortunate that they would have met you. Let your wife be fortunate that you are the one that she married. Let your husband be fortunate that you were the one that you married. He was the one you married. Please, I beg. Life is difficult as it is without individuals, just because of how this whole thing set up as believers. Many troubles, the Bible say. Many troubles. Count it all joy when the Bible say when you fall into diverse temptations, like it just going and have problems. Please, if we could help each other soar through the rubble of life to make the journey a little more pleasant, even though it might be taxing on us spiritually, mentally, physically, and otherwise, please be the one to have the oil and the wine and the bandage when life deals with us. Let people be fortunate that they would have met you. Until next time, have an amazing week.